Well, we've got a clear start to this Wednesday all across the Tennessee Valley. Not a drop of rain right now on our Fox 54 radar, but that's going to be changing heading into the later part of the afternoon. Temperatures are warming up really quickly. We're already at 78 in Florence, 78 in Pulaski, 82 right now in Athens. We're sitting at 81 down in Coleman, Fort Payne sitting right around 78 degrees. Albertville and Arab sitting at 80, but temperatures are going to keep on climbing, and notice by the afternoon we're going to be sitting in the upper 80s for majority of us across the Tennessee Valley. Some areas could stay in the lower 90 range, especially on the western side. So I'm talking about Florence, the Shoals, areas surrounding. They usually get a little warmer than the rest of us here across the area. So wouldn't be surprised if we do have a few low 90s in the forecast for this afternoon, but for the most part, we're going to be sitting in the upper 80s for the afternoon. Now, the afternoon is also when rain chances going to start to increase. Notice about 6 o'clock. It's about an 80% chance of rain. So we're going to keep rain in the forecast, I would say probably about 2 o'clock and beyond until we get to about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock later tonight. Then rain chances start to diminish, and then we'll start to dry out for this overnight and into our early Thursday morning. But we have more rain in the forecast heading into Thursday. So for tonight, low 70s expected across the Tennessee Valley. A little bit of rain could continue to linger, but for the most part, we're going to start to dry out midnight and beyond. Tomorrow, it'll be a dry start, but rain and a few storms will come back into the forecast by the afternoon. High temperatures once again going to be reaching the upper 80s, lower 90s for some of us. So mentioned earlier, the afternoon is when we're really expected to see rain. We're not seeing rain right now, but that's all going to change once we get a little bit of heat, more heat added into the atmosphere that's going to help to fire off some of these storms. So they're going to be really scattered in nature. I'm not expecting a widespread issue, and some of these storms could pack a little bit of a punch. And what I mean by that is some of these storms could contain a little bit of gusty winds, so on the lower end of the scale, maybe around 25, potentially even 30 miles per hour. Frequent lightning, some heavy rainfall, so we could be dealing with a little bit of a flooding heading into this afternoon. That's not going to be a widespread issue by any means. It just depends on how fast or how slow these storms decide to move and how much rain they dump at one time. So we're going to continue to watch for a little bit of a flooding threat as well. Now the rain will continue into the evening commute, so about 5 o'clock into 6 o'clock. Some of us still going to be dealing with a little bit of rain and a few thunderstorms, and then rain chances start to decrease. We will still be seeing rain somewhere across the Tennessee Valley, but rain chances will start to decrease heading into about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight, and then after midnight, that's when we're expected to be dry all across the board. And then it looks like Thursday, we've got another chance for some rain. Now, high temperatures, once we get beyond Thursday, we're back in the low 90s, so 91 expected for Friday, 92 and 93 heading into this upcoming weekend. And then it looks like we're going to be getting really close to the mid-90s once again once we get to the early part of next week. Now, once you factor in the heat index, we're going to be feeling like the hundreds once we get to Friday and beyond. Not reaching heat advisory criteria, but it is still going to be feeling very warm out there. Our dew points are expected to sit in the low to mid 70s. So that's going to increase our feels like temperature. So feeling like 99 for tomorrow, feeling like 102 heading into Friday, near 105 on Saturday, and then we'll continue to feel like the lower 100s heading into Sunday and Monday of next week. Now, rain chances for the next 7 days. Today we've got about a 70%. Tomorrow we've got a 70%, and then rain chances start to taper off a little bit. They're still pretty elevated though. Friday into Saturday, it's about a 60% chance of rain. 50 heading into Sunday, and then rain chances will gradually start to decrease heading into the early part of next week. So we're really just going to be dealing with scattered to maybe even isolated showers and a few thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. And then rain chances look to remain limited heading into the early part of next week. So with the rest of the rain that we're expected throughout the next 7 days, maybe half of an inch to an inch of accumulation in some locations, maybe even 1 to 2 inches. But we're not expected to see a whole lot of rain out of this system, rain accumulation that's going to be moving through. So for tomorrow, we're going to be seeing the upper 80s, one more day in the upper 80s, and then we're back in the low 90s Friday heading into the weekend. Rain chances remain a little still elevated Saturday into Sunday this upcoming weekend. And looking ahead into the early part of next week, on Monday, it's only about a 40% chance for rain and a few thunderstorms. Low 90s expected Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Rain chances will remain in the forecast, but they are going to be very isolated to maybe even scattered in nature, so not everywhere. Going to be seeing rain next Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. By the time we get to about this time next week, it looks like we could be dealing with a little more cloud cover with about a 40% chance for rain.